What's going on, guys? Welcome to this week's Destiny Reset video for the vendor roles for the week of April 18th. First things first, we'll start off with the Future War Cult. See what they have this week. Let's see. First up, we have the Whale. Let's see. Looks like we have Firefly, Small Bore, Third Eye, or High Caliber. Vastra, it does have Steady Hand. Firefly's alright. Small Bore does kick up the range and stability a little bit. It would be nice if it had Buck in the chamber, since it does drop down the magazine size. Plus with High Caliber, I'd probably stay away from that one. There's definitely been better rolls out there for it before. Next up, we have the Waltz. Last week the Waltz was actually pretty good. I actually did finally pick one of them up. This week looks like we have Head Seekers, another Small Bore. I have the Storm, Extended Mag, Snapshot. Looks like this week nothing really too good. Head Seeker is good sometimes with pulse rifles and things like that, but it doesn't. Other than that, it doesn't really have much going for it. The Waiting. See, looks like we got Eye of the Storm, Hammer Forged, Enhanced Battery. No, nothing good with that one. Let's see. Next up, we have the Wounded. Looks like we got Crowd Control, Hammer Forged, High Caliber. I mean, this does have really good range for a scout rifle. I normally stay away from this one, period, just because it's kind of like a lower rate of fire one. When it comes to scouts and pulse rifles, I like the higher rate of fire ones. Wormwood. This is obviously the meta sidearm, but the one that was really good was the Wormwood from before Age of Triumph went live, which is the one that I have and still use to this day. This one has a reactive, fitted stock, high caliber rounds. Yeah, it doesn't even have a good sight going for it. I'd probably stay away from that one. And lastly, we have Warpath, grenades and horseshoes, heavy payload, spray and play. The spray and play is actually good to have for a rocket launcher, since it does increase reload speed. That one does kick up the velocity a little bit. That one, no, I mean, when you have something like Gallahorn and stuff out there, you know, it's kind of hard to recommend, you know, rocket launchers when there's like exotic ones and stuff out there that are really good. Next up, we'll see what Dead Orbit has.
Did you hear? Damn fallen roaches. Dead Orbit, always looking to help.
Alright, first things first, we have the Extremophile. Looks like we have Counterbalance and Perfect Balance, Spray and Play, High Caliber. This one could be somewhat decent. I think I said it before in last week's video. When auto rifles have counter and perfect together, it's not that bad, because I can't remember what one it is, but I actually have one of these auto rifles that has counter and perfect balance, and it's actually really good. And this one comes with high caliber, so that one could be maybe worth a look if you don't have an auto rifle with counter and perfect balance. Just kind of try them out. Next up, we have the Keystone. Looks like we have Hidden Hand, Small Bore again, and High Caliber again. Unflinching. Hidden Hand's alright to have on it. Nothing too special about that one. Let's see, next up, the Fusion Rifle Worlds to Come. Enhanced Battery. Perfect Balance, and Eye of the Storm. Yeah, see, that's almost kind of like the same role as the Future War Cult one. Next up, the Last Ditch Shotgun, Final Round. The last round in a magazine deals bonus damage. Final round could be really good on a shotgun. Hammer Forge does kick up the range. Even Hand Loaded kicks up the range a little bit. This one could be worth a shot if you just don't have that great of a shotgun, period. I mean, this one could be alright, because you actually do get some decent range out of it. So I don't know, yeah, it's worth a look. And then we have the Bitter Edge Sniper Rifle. Firefly, I like Firefly on snipers, as well as, oh never mind, that's skip round, sorry, for a minute there I was thinking it was unflinching. Let's see, and then when it comes to sniper rifles, I normally like short gauge. Ambush has been alright. I actually have an LDR that I'm using right now that has the ambush scope, and I'm actually liking it quite a bit. This one could be okay just because of Firefly and skip rounds. Skip rounds is kind of interesting. I have a sniper rifle with skip rounds on it. That's not too bad. But I'd be willing to bet that you probably have a sniper that's better rolled than that. Next up we have Unto Dust. Looks like cluster bomb. Rockets create cluster bombs when they detonate. I don't know if I've ever used a rocket launcher with cluster bomb. Not that I can think of. So for me personally, I would probably maybe try this out just to see what this cluster bomb's all about, because that sounds kind of, I don't know if I've used one with that or not, so I don't know. I don't know if that's kind of like a newer role or not, because I haven't really heard that.
Goodbye.
I don't know. I've been playing Destiny for a year, but sometimes I can I have my noob moments. Next up, let's see what the Vanguard has.
Begin transaction.
Let's see the Continental. Looks like we have Hidden Hand, Brace Frame. Ooh, this one, Armor Piercing, Battle Runner. I don't really care for that. The thing that's interesting about this one is this Brace Frame. Like that kicks up the stability quite a bit. It does lower the magazine size, and with Brace Frame and Hidden Hand, this could be kind of interesting to see. I would almost try this out just to see, like, I don't know if I have an auto rifle with that much stability. That would be a little interesting to see. Let's see, next up we have the Parthian Shot. This one has a rangefinder, brace frame for this. Secret round, missing a shot from this weapon first will fire a fourth shot. This one could be interesting to try out. Parthian Shot can be a really good pulse rifle for PvP, especially. High impact, has a really decent rate of fire for a pulse rifle. This one could be alright with the brace frame for that stability. Pulse rifles normally don't really have crazy like kick, or they don't really have a lot of crazy movement anyways, but this one still could be a little interesting to try out. Nothing really godful or groundbreaking so far, of course, but next up we have Angel's Advocate. This can be a really good scout rifle at times too. This one has Hidden Hand, another brace frame, armor piercing rounds, Eye of the Storm, and Icarus. If you jump around a lot, like I kind of do, Icarus can be good for certain weapons, especially like hand cannons and stuff. And scouts actually can be too, like the weapons that have more single fires, where you can just be more accurate instead of like a spray kind of fire like an auto rifle. This one could be interesting to try out once again, just because of the brace frame and Hidden Hand, and then rolled with Icarus. Yeah, because that one could kick up quite a bit. I mean, its lowest attribute is its like stability, and then the brace frame kicks it up quite a notch. So that one, if you're in desperate need of a scout rifle, that one could be worth a look. Next up, How Dare You? Finally, we got a Luck in the Chamber. Hammer Forge, so you get a little bit of range and triple tap. This one could be okay. You know, if you want to Luck in the Chamber hand cannon, you don't have one yet. Triple tap is really good for hand cannons. Obviously, you want a rifled barrel on this. Hammered Forge is all right because it does give you some range. And then you have Quick Draw that kicks up the reload a tiny bit. There's definitely better ones out there, but that one's not too bad. X Asterisk, I actually just had a good one of these drop last night. Actually, this one has Eye of the Storm, Small Bore, Spray and Play, Last Resort. It seems like the fusion rifles are all kind of have pretty much like the same roles that we've seen so far. Next up, the Teacup Tempest. We got Reactive Reload, Hand Loaded, High Caliber, Outlaw. Outlaw's precision kills with his weapon dramatically increased reload speed. That already has a super high reload speed, so that's not going to be making too much of a difference. It does have Sure Shot, which is alright, but if you don't want to roll Outlaw, you can roll Army of One, Quick unassisted kills with this weapon reduce grenade and melee cooldown, which is always helpful. I mean, hand loaded is good because it gives you a little bit of range. There's nothing too great about that one. Next up, Ocam's Razor, full auto. So we got small bore, close and personal, and life support. I mean, the only thing this one really has, well, it does have perfect balance, so you do get some stability. But I've said it before, shotguns, no matter how much stability you have, you're gonna have, it's a shotgun. You're gonna have a lot of kick. But this one has awful range, so with a small bore you do get a little bit more range, and it kicks up stability a little bit. But that shotgun's pretty much trash. Next up, 7th Sense. It looks like we have Take a Knee, Skip Round, Small Bore, Grenadier, and Mulligan. Mulligan can be alright on snipers. Take a Knee, I mean, if you crouch a lot, it's almost on par with, I think it's called like Guerrilla Warfare or whatever, the perk where if you're behind cover. I mean, it's funny because so many people don't realize that cover mechanic that is in Destiny. A lot of people don't use it. I mean, I've been using it in PvP. It does come in handy, but point being, Take a Knee is almost in lines with that perk in that it's almost useless because most people don't use it. Small board, so at least it does give you a little bit of range and stability. Yeah, that one's nothing too great about that one as well. Bone Crusher. Looks like we have Counterbalance, Brace Frame, Rifle, Serene Play, and Feeding Frenzy. This one could be alright if you don't have that great of a heavy machine gun yet, because Counterbalance is going to be good on it. And then you have Brace Frame, which, as we've already seen so far on this week's rolls, Brace Frame kicks up the stability quite a bit. It does lower the magazine size, so that is, I mean, it starts off at 25, which is pretty low anyways, and then it's gonna take it down lower than that. So that kind of is a problem, especially when the reload speed is so slow. But it's almost worth a shot, just like I said on the last one, to see a heavy machine gun with this much stability. Last night I was using the, I think it's like Super Good Advice or whatever, the exotic heavy machine gun, and that thing does not move at all. That thing is like the most stable heavy machine gun that I've seen. That thing's awesome. The only bad thing about it is that it is an exotic and takes up an exotic slot. Let's see, for disassembly required, we have Grenades and Horseshoes, Snapshot, Heavy Payload, Spray and Play, Danger Close. Heavy Payload does kick up the blast radius. Grenades and Horseshoes can be good. Rockets from this weapon will detonate early based on proximity to targets. Spray and Play increases the reload speed, so once again that's always good for rocket launchers. Now this one actually does have a pretty high reload speed already. I mean, it would be nice if you had anything that got the rate of fire up there a little higher, but once again it's a rocket launcher. So I'd probably pass on that one as well. Alright, yeah, that's it for this side of the tower. So next we'll head to the Crucible Quartermaster. Which, another thing that I'll actually take a look at while we're over there is the Quartermaster weapon bounties that the Crucible Quartermaster has now. Which I love that they added that in. It was funny because I didn't even know that they were adding that in. I'm pretty sure they did with Age of Triumph because I didn't notice it before that. Real quick, let's just stop at the Shaxx real quick just to notice it. Let's see what he's got. Like I said before, eventually I'm going to do a full reset video covering everything in the reset. But it looks like his bounties it looks like we have Clash and Rift.
The darkness is waiting for you, High
this week, so I'll at least do the Clash one. Rift,
Yes?
I'm actually all kind of tuckered out on PvP because I did, for the first time ever, got all 3 Guardians to rank 5 in the Iron Banner. So real quick, let's see. Looks like he's got auto rifles. Finally, me being an auto rifle. Looks like he finally has the auto rifle. Looks like we got scout rifles, shotguns, sidearms, and heavy weapons. Alright, first up, we got the 0-Day Dilemma. Let's see, it looks like we got Battle Runner, Grenadier, Brace Frame, and Third Eye. Once again, just this Brace Frame thing that keeps popping up. Other than that, nothing great at all. Let's see, party favor. This is an awesome pulse rifle. I was using this last night, and I like this one a lot. It looks like we got rangefinder, perfect balance, outlaw, we'll take a knee. It does have steady hand, which is good too. Kicks up the stability and the reload. This one is actually probably a better roll than the party favor that I currently have. So for me personally, I would probably pick this one up for me just to swap it out for the one I have currently. But depending on what you have, I mean, there's obviously better pulse rifles out there, including the Future War Cult pulse rifle. The Waltz that they had last week was a really good one. But this one isn't really too bad either. Let's see, next up we have the Hero Formula. Looks like we have Third Eye, Brace Frame once again, High Caliber, Rodeo, Last Resort. Let's see, Third Eye, the radar stays active while aiming down the weapon's sights. See, and one of my characters I was using yesterday, I had the artifact that keeps the radar on, but it only keeps it on a primary. But this is a primary anyways having it, so Third Eye normally isn't like too crazy important. I mean, it is nice if you want the radar to stay on, and then that way you can use your artifact slot for something else. But once again, brace frame, just high stability. I mean, high caliber rounds is good to have. There's definitely better scouts out there. Let's see. Next up, we have the Palindrome. See, it looks like this one has look in the chamber, reinforce, casket mag, mulligan, partial refund. Looks like we have steady hand. So this one actually isn't quite too bad either, because since it does have reinforce, it does knock the stability down. I mean, with mulligan though, this one could be alright. We all know the Palindrome, the vendor rolled Palindrome from a couple weeks ago before Age of Triumph went live. That thing was a monster. So if you have that, then obviously you're not gonna have any need for another one, which most people probably do have that rolled Palindrome. See, we have the Each New Day fusion rifle. It's a good in hand lead stock, snapshot, knee pads, and underdog. Nope, that's crap. And the curtain call. Looks like we got rangefinder, reinforced, perfect balance, replenish, life support. I do like replenish on shotguns. And rangefinder is good to have on it, and reinforced are perfect as well. This one can actually be a pretty decent shotgun. That one's actually worth a look, especially with replenish and range being kicked up. Next up we have Anton's Rule. Looks like we have rangefinder, hand loaded, casket mag, Zen Moment, and Cascade. Cascade melee kills automatically reload a portion of this weapon's magazine, which can definitely come in handy. Rangefinder is good. I mean, the impact is so low on this. It has a max rate of fire right out of the gate. Casket mag could be good since it does kick up the magazine. It does have sure shot and steady hand. So as far as that's concerned, that's rolled pretty well. Other than that, not too great. I mean, hand loaded is alright, and rangefinder is good for sidearms, but if you have that meta wormwood, then no need for that. Event Horizon, another take a knee sniper rifle, armor piercing rounds, perfect balance, underdog, and perfectionist. Magazine is refunded if all shots fired are precision killed. This one does have short gaze, finally a sniper rifle with short gaze. But other than that, nothing too spectacular. I mean, armor piercing is good on snipers. The perfect balance can come in handy on this specific role as well too. However, taking a, like I said, just about useless in Destiny. Next we have chaotic neutral. Looks like we have rangefinder, perfect balance again. Rifled, got rifle barrel on this one, and unflinching. Okay, so this one can actually be a decent heavy machine gun. I like the rangefinder. I like the rifle especially. does slow down the reload speed a little bit. Take a knee. The reason why that's crap. But the unflinching can be good for this heavy machine gun. If I had this one, I don't know. Yeah, see, because you can either one of these can actually could come in handy. I mean, that perfect balance kicks up the stability. This gives you range. I mean, especially if you roll unflinching with perfect balance, then you got rangefinder. I don't know. So that one could be okay. There's still nothing that's really sticking out as anything like must have though. Grenades and horseshoes, quick draw, javelin, vacuum, and danger close for the something wicked rocket launcher. It seems like just about every rocket launcher, it seems like they're coming with grenades and horseshoes. Javelin is a good one. Javelin is one that I like for rocket launchers, so at least this one does have that going for it. Vacuum, this increases the pickup radius of ammo drops for that weapon. This weapon gains increased reload and handling when two enemies in close proximity. No, that one's gonna crap too.
Earn your honor, kid.
Alrighty, and now looks like we'll go see what new monarch has.
Name Guardian.
Oh yeah, in the featured raid, of course, is Wrath of the Machine this week. I didn't take a look. I can't remember. Oh no, I think the Nightfall is. I'm not positive, so don't quote me on this, but I think I saw. I think it's Shoot Brothers this week. I think.
Long day? I know the feeling.
Alright, looks like first up the assembly. Looks like we have persistence, perfect balance, third eye, flared magwell, and lightweight. Quick draw. I mean, persistence is good, especially on an auto rifle like this that has such a high magazine count. And then you have perfect balance. I mean, all these are having perfect balance, so. I mean, that one's actually maybe, no, never mind. I was gonna say that one might be better than the one I have, but actually, no, I take that back. Actually, I don't think it is. Alright, next up we have the Free Will. Looks like we have Rangefinder, Perfect Balance, Relentless, High Caliber, Lightweight, Steady Hand and Sure Shot, so it's got that. Quick Draw. This one actually could be alright. This one is actually probably a better roll. No, actually no, never mind. I forgot. Okay, so the free roll I do have is the roll I like on hand cannons. I have one with luck in the chamber and explosive rounds. I do like how this one has rangefinder and perfect balance and high caliber though. So I mean, this one could be a decent hand cannon. Definitely decent for PvE. Let's see. Next up we have Impeacher. Looks like we have reactive, hand-loaded, Army 1, flared magwell, and lightweight. Nope, nothing going for that one. Next up, bad cancel shotgun, crowd control. That's not too bad for a shotgun. Small bore, cascade, lightweight, and hand-loaded. Small bore and crowd control. It's all right. But pass. Deposition.
Negative.
Hidden hand, small bore, triple tap. Skip rounds and lightweight. Does have short gaze. Hidden hand. Small bore helps a little bit. It does knock the reload down, but the reload is kind of it's its thing going for it anyways, practically. So stay away from that one. And for Citizen, looks like we have Hidden Hand, Small Bore, Feeding Frenzy, Extended Mag, and Hipfire. Hidden Hand, Small Bore, that's not a lot going for that one either. So it looks like that's it for this week's vendor rolls for the Destiny reset. Nothing really too crazy jumping out. I mean, last week we had the Waltz, that was pretty good. And I believe it was there was a decent palindrome last week too, if I remember right. but nothing really too crazy. I mean, there was a couple things there that looked just kind of interesting, maybe just to try out, but nothing too crazy. So, yep, that's gonna do it for this week. Thanks for watching. Hit that thumbs up button if you liked the video. Sub to the channel for more content, and we will see you next week.
Stand by our allies. Put our enemies down. That's politics. The speaker doesn't know how to